Today I'll tell you 2 reasons why you should visit the historic city Sibsagar. But before that, here's a fun fact for all of you. Do you know that the earliest name of Sibsagar was Kolon Hupar? Before owing the name Sibsagar, this city was known by many names like Rangpur and Hibopur. In today's episode, we will explore 2 major architectural marvels of the city, which every Indian must see because it represents the heart of the Ahom Kingdom in Assam. But before that, do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you are preparing for APSC. The first marvel, Joysagar Tank. In our last episode, we had talked about a very tragic yet courageous story of Joymoti Kori. The fact that she had to bear torture in Jerenga Pothar is a story every Assamese will relate to. But today, if you visit this place, you will find a wonderful yet mysterious tank. But what is so mysterious about it? Let's find out. It is mysterious because of 2 reasons. First, the surface water of the tank is never disturbed by any wind. It remains calm no matter how strong the wind is. And number 2, the bank of the tank is free from erosion, and so it is still standing the same way even today from the time it was first dug. But how could engineers of that period build such a wonderful tank? The answer to this question is very simple yet scientific. They followed few major steps. First, they tested the soil, and when the results were desirable, the work of the digging began. Second, they started digging the tank from the edges rather than from the center. Third, it was dug in such a way that the banks were kept higher than the ground. Similar technique was applied to the inner sides, and that is exactly the reason why wind waves cannot disturb the surface water and the bank is free from erosion. Fourth, the coat of concrete of the floor of the tank was made of ingredients like bricks, molasses and lentil, and a circular area almost at the center was left uncovered. But this is not the end. They also used nagmari, a stake of salud, to control the outflow of water. So, can you guess in how many days the tank was completed? It took only 45 days to complete digging, but it was not the end, because we are yet to know what happened after the digging and who ordered the construction of the tank. The order of the construction. We have heard how Shah Jahan built Taj Mahal in honor of his love. But many of us don't know that Sibsagar tank is also built to honor love, but by a son for his mother. Sorgodev Sukrangfa, also called as Rudrohingho, apart from being a liberal king, was a loyal son who adored his parents, especially his mother Joymoti, for her love and sacrifice. Therefore, he ordered the construction of the tank in her memory. Once the tank was completed, he visited the place, but something seemed to be incomplete. He then decided that the tank alone is not enough, and so he ordered the construction of another architecture, a temple on the bank of the tank, today called as Joydoul. Second marvel, the Joydoul. If you're a student of architecture or interested to study ancient art, you will have enough to adore and bask in the temple's architecture. Its walls and columns are filled with murals of gods and goddesses. Besides this, the king had his image carved out on the wall. If you visit, you will notice the king in a full battle dress sitting on a horse. But if you look more closely, the opposite walls of the temple resemble the same mural with the same design. What a skillful work of the chronicles of the Ahom period. But do you know what is the most surprising element of the temple? There is not one, but many. For example, no idol of any deity was placed inside the dole, but a bhughar was built adjacent to the main dole. And atop the dole, there was a colossi of pure gold, which was said to be taken away by the Burmese during their military expedition. But there is still a looming question. Was the king satisfied after the construction of the temple? The answer is yes.
He was not only satisfied but thrilled to celebrate its consecration in a grand manner. The consecration. The king had invited Brahmins of repute from other parts on the day of consecration of the tank and the temple. Hundreds of brass colors filled with holy water were lined up on each of the four banks of Joysagar. Behind each collar or pitchers there was a Brahmin priest performing the puja. The Deodhai Bailung priests had also performed their own rituals worshipping the Shan gods. It is said that Jeringa Pothar was crowded with people in such a way that there was hardly any space to move. The generous king had also arranged food for all. The invited guests were served with warmth and full hospitality, enabling them to gather good experiences to share upon returning homes. But is it all that we have to know about these architectures? Well, no, we have few other interesting details to share with you. Number 1. Joysagar Tank is the largest man-made tank in Asia. Number 2. When it was dug, the people of the region had never seen a sea, but they knew of its existence from travelers. So, this vast water body dug in remembrance of Joymoti stood in front of them, none other than a sea. Hence, the name of the tank and the location came to be known as Joysagar. The Joydoul temple on the bank of the Joysagar was dedicated to Lord Vishnu, although no idol of any god is placed inside. The name of the temple is Joydoul because it was built in the memory of love by a son to honor his mother. The height of the dole is around 90 feet, which stands beautiful to see even today.
Is Sibsagar all about Joysagar Tank and Joydoul? Well, no. This city is repository to more than 350 ancient monuments, and in our next episode we will explore few other interesting marvels like the Sibsagar Tank, Vishnu Dole and Devi Dole.